Folks, what's going on? Back at it. I'm your host, DMAC. Gonna bring y'all our most recent war recap that we did against Silver Warrior. But real quick, I'd like to make a comment. I really don't get on this account much at all, except to record wars. And I have been out of town. I haven't been able to in about 3 or 4 days. And this account, I would like to note that all the collectors are full to the brim. These both down here had 200,000 in them, and all of these are 100% full. Now, I have no shield, and the last time I got attacked was over 4.5 days ago, and I've had a shield. I haven't had one for about 4 days, so how is it that I haven't gotten attacked? I feel like Supercell has made it to where you can only be attacked if you are attacking. Therefore, you don't come up, and there's no such thing as a dead base anymore. Because I know that whenever I've been farming on my main account, I have found, absolutely zero dead bases. So I feel like that's where they're trying to go with this, which is great because it eliminates bot farming. So I think that's what they were trying to accomplish. And I mean, that's proof right there. 4 days that I have not been attacked, and I haven't had a shield for that whole time. So just interesting thing just to kick this off with. But here we are against Silver Warrior. Silver Warrior, I've never heard of them. Somebody said something about them possibly having, some ties to Crystal Warrior. I don't know. But they had a really impressive, win-loss. They were 185, 10-1 before our war. So that was kind of incredible. But we ended up starting this war with 4 Town Hall 10 or 11s. And we had 3 Town Hall 10s. And, of course, they 2'd all the 10s. Or they missed a few 9s, actually. 2'd all the 10s and 11s. I think they might have missed 3 or 4 Town Hall 9s. Just side note here. As soon as this war was spun, I mean, we looked at the bases. Knew we were going to be able to get a few Town Hall 10 triples. They had 3. I think this guy Jim to Town Hall 11. So they had 4 Town Hall 11s. And then 2 Town Hall 10s. So we did have an advantage on them. But, folks, the advantage thing, I would not complain about it, unless it's just completely lopsided, as in that war that we lost. It's just not, if you're only down 1 Town Hall 10, or if you have the same number of 10s and 11s, they just have one more 11. It's not worth causing a problem over. But we'll go ahead and start this off. I'll go ahead and show this attack that Vegeta did. This was a cleanup, of course. Nobody does this straight up cleanup attack here by Vegeta. It brings in the Queen Walk and then the Go La Lune action right there at the end. He's going to start his Queen over here at 9 o'clock right here and has 5 healers on her. And she is going to walk from 9 o'clock right there all the way to this Archer Tower up here at the top at 12 o'clock. Has got 1 freeze because the plan was to take out this Inferno Tower here, as well as the Clan Castle and the Queen, with his Queen and his King. And so he saved a rage for that and was able to rage up his Queen here. And so, folks, you really, once again, this base was fine. Don't get me wrong, but, maybe try to build your base to where the air defenses cannot be shot by a Queen without having to break a wall. Now, if you have to break a wall to get to it, there's nothing you can do. Because you can only put them in certain spots, but I don't think there's any efficiency in building a base to where the air defenses can be shot by the Queen without having to break a wall. So not the best base design, but still an awesome attack on a max Town Hall 10, pretty much, except for maybe a few cannons. But walls are all done, pretty much, all that kind of stuff. So, pretty much a nominal Town Hall 11. Doesn't have the Eagle Defense. The Eagle Defense absolutely wears out heroes. I tried that the other day on my Town Hall 9 account, and it just crushed it. Queen was gone in an instant, but great job here of holding that. And the King, did you see where he targeted? He targeted right here by this air defense wall, but for some reason he changed his mind. There was nothing on the ground before, and for some reason he changes his mind and goes to one of these elixir pumps. But it didn't end up hurting him at the end. The Queen is absolutely played MVP a lot of the times. Queen will end up destroying your raid. But if it were not for the Queen hanging in there with the healers, then this raid would have not worked. Because you'll see at the end, the Queen right here starts her clutch Her just, I mean, being MVP here, takes out that Inferno Tower, jumps the wall, slaps the Queen real quick, and then stays alive. There's really nothing shooting her. She's out of range of the Inferno Tower and is able to clean up some of these trash buildings. And the Laloon portion starts and has one Rage, one Haste, one Freeze. So really has to be smart here with the spells here. Has to do a great job of trying to make sure that the Wizard Towers are covered up by the Lava Hounds so that the balloons do not get crushed. Great idea to come from the clockwise motion because that sweeper pointed towards the Inferno Tower, and the Tesla there would have absolutely been a nightmare for balloons that were trying to get in there. So right here at the end, no more Lava Hounds, everything's popped. Has some cleanup working around the outside, and absolutely comes all the way down to the very end. Queen, once again, I cannot say it enough, plays MVP and barely holds on here with the last loon as the Queen takes it down. So just awesome job there. A lot of planning, he said, went into that. So great attack. I'll go ahead and speed it up for cleanups. We've got a lot to show. This was a pretty good war. Their bases were fine. Hats off to them. They were good bases, no doubt. So good stuff there by Vegeta. Excuse me. And we had all their Town Hall 10s. I'll just call that one a 10. Taken down. I'll show this one by LMF. Cleanup as well. I always say cleanup. I guess I just should stop saying it because there's... I don't remember the last time. Well, I take that back. We've had a good number of first hit Town Hall 10 3-stars, but just not on any 3 bases. It helps a lot if you know what's in the clan castle, because one of these guys, he had 35 archers, and if you were running in there with a queen walk, then that would have been the end of it right off the bat, because 35 archers, I mean, that's 35 shots for your queen if you're trying to queen walk it, which is a popular thing that we use a lot. And I mean, it's super effective, as y'all see. But he's going to bring a Mass Witch here. And the cool part about a Town Hall 11 is you can bring back the Hogs, you can bring back the Mass Witch, because that Warden will stay behind him, and he'll wait until you can wait until they get close to getting in a high traffic area around these Inferno Towers, or maybe around a few splash towers, and you don't have to burn a heal. You can just hit that ability, and it'll make him invincible for a little bit, take down those towers, and keep moving. And then, I mean, that's a wrap. And you can see he does it here. He does a great job of just pushing in the very center of the base and trying to guide his troops to the middle. And he's going to hit this ability here in a second to keep his switches alive, because they're about to get trashed by this wizard tower there. But awesome job there to keep that going. And still has 2 jumps in the bag, so he can let his troops into whatever compartment he has to. Already hit the king ability, but he does still have the queen, and the queen still has the healers on her, and there's no air defense left standing, so she's just going to have free range. So just awesome planning. I mean, that's an easy... Mass Witch is not hard. You just let them go and watch them until they get low on health, or whatever they bunch up on a Wizard Tower or a Mortar or something like that. It's going to trash them, and then you just hit the Warden ability. I mean, Town Hall 11 on Town Hall 10 is it's pretty great. I feel like Town Hall 10 should get the Warden, and I'll tell you why. Because whenever people are not going to go to Town Hall 11 as a whole until it becomes... until they can conquer Town Hall 10, And so, Town Hall 10, nothing really changed. It's still difficult. So having the Warden would make that more difficult, or would make it a lot easier to 3-star. And so then it would become more like Town Hall 9. And a lot of people said, well, Town Hall 9 is easy to 3-star, so I'm going to go to Town Hall 10. It'll be tougher. And the attacks are tougher, and they are. They're much more involved. So a lot more goes into Town Hall 10, of course. So that's whenever I feel like maybe in the next update, and this is just a shot in the dark prediction, that maybe in the next update, hopefully we'll see something like that. The Warden will come into play, and we will be able to use it at Town Hall 10. Maybe just level it to level 5 or something, just to be able to get the ability and to say you have it. I mean, it doesn't do much damage, so it's not a big deal on defense. So, awesome attack there by LMF, as always. Those guys are top of the line attackers every single time. Alright, and the next attack I was going to show is this. I believe this is the right one. This was... no, it was not. I gotta show his other attack, STTDB did. Absolutely one of the coolest raids I think I've ever seen. Hold on, there it is. This is a funky base, this little split design thing. I don't know how I feel about it particularly. I mean, Town Hall 9 is Town Hall 9. It's not a it's nothing compared to Town Hall 10. I have so much respect for dudes at Town Hall 10. Uh, it's incredible, the planning and the all that kind of stuff that goes into it. And I believe this was the first hit. Don't quote me on that, but this was probably one of the coolest raids I've ever seen because he brings 3 golems, and this is cool. I thought right here. Lets the wizard now. Like I said, this could be a first hit, and he knew it was in the clan castle because I've said it in previous videos. If you've got a clan castle right there next to your queen on the outside that can be lured really easily, I mean it's a dead giveaway what it is. It's not. Oops, sorry. It's not uncommon to see a lava hound or especially a golem in this case. So he brings the 1 healer and just heals that wizard up and is able to tank for the wizard and just kind of slowly works his way through this base. He's got 3 golems and he just sits behind them, and the base the way it's designed. The point defense are on the outside, and so it's kind of pretty simple whenever you get to the middle. I think he has a few Teslas here in the middle, but besides that, there's really nothing except for air defenses and sweepers in the core. So you don't have to rush things. I mean, even his king, gets tied up on a wall, like kings tend to do, and was able to still just bring it home on this one. Really great attack here. The planning on it was just great. I mean, it's seamless because you can just let your hogs work their way around. You don't, have to drop too many at a time. You can leave a heal on them for a long time because if they get doubled up, you got a bunch of different packs running around. So losing one pack, it's not gonna end it for you. And he still got the equivalent of maybe 1.5 golems left between the golemites and the remaining golem. So he's got tons of tank, tons of time, tons of hogs. Just a lot of stuff going on here. Queen is able to take down the defending queen, and that's pretty much a wrap for this one. Golems are still tanking, and just a lot of cleanup going on. And that wizard, faithful wizard, is able to hang around, stick around to the very end. So awesome job there by STTDB. Once again, one of our mainstays. So does a really great job every war. So good job there. I'm gonna go back. I didn't want to neglect that attack because that was a really cool attack. But I want to go back to Peanut's attack on number 9. This was a really solid job. I just love Peanut's attack. He's the king. He's the queen walk, champ. But he, like everybody, kind of faltered a little bit. He still had 6 stars. He's as clutch as it gets. Pretty much every single war, right off the bat, he will go up and take down the top Town Hall 9. Just easy. First hit every single time. The same build. Queen walk, 2 golems, hogs. It's easy. Same spells and everything. I don't even think he looks at the base. He just, like I said, I've done before, just kind of YOLO it and hit attack and then go from there. So works his queen walk around. I'll speed up through the queen walks because they take so long to get together. But queen, she gets really, really close here, and absolutely so annoying with the queen shooting the wall there. But like I said, he's the king of clutch, and so he just goes ahead and he understands, it's going to be a minute before she takes down that king. And so I'm going to go ahead and start the rest of my raid. You got 3.5 minutes, but at the same time, you don't want to risk running out of time. That has happened because people take too long and they say, "Oh, I have enough time." Well, not every time, but just great plan here. You don't have to. There's really not a whole lot extra except for about at the 12 o'clock between that sweeper and air defense. Double giant bomb sets. There's really none. His kill squad's going to get to the core there next to the clan castle, and so that's going to alleviate that set right there. And then at this point, all you do is make sure your heels are not out in the grass, and it's pretty much a wrap. You don't have to do too much. That was a pretty simple raid, but he wrapped it up pretty good fashion. He really didn't even need this last heal, but you never buy a car without insurance, so always good to have a little bit of extra insurance in there. So good raid there by my man Peanut. Once again, like I said, always a good job from him. He's actually sitting out this war, and we need him. No, I'm just kidding. This war is not. This war is kind of lame, but at the same time, this current one that we're working on. And so good job at all the folks at Noble Nines on that last war. Our current war, it's going to be a little bit tough to swing, but I'm not too concerned about it. the matchmaking these days is difficult. We have 6 Town Hall 11s. They have 5, but we've only got to number 9 on Town Hall 10s, and they've got all the way down to 14, and that's with Inferno. So far, we've only gotten 1 triple, but we don't have any other triple attempts. Waiting on scouts for those. So, in the meantime, folks, thank you for watching. Always come back and clash on.